They're doing witchcraft in the government, which doesn't surprise me or you, so get your popcorn. Welcome back, YouTube, and for those who do not know me, hello. My name is Noah, and on this channel we talk about death, true crimes, haunted people, places, and things, spiritual reparations, and how you can fuck around and find out. And if you are not subscribed, subscribe now, bestie. Make sure you're following me over on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. On today's episode, we will be talking about a very viral video that is trending as we speak of Kash Patel saying that they're doing witchcraft in the government. Who is Kash Patel, you ask? Kash Patel is the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Yes, the FBI just went on national television and said that they're practicing witchcraft in the government. So we're, of course, going to be watching this viral TikTok and seeing some of the responses that it's getting online. And then I'm going to speak Japanese to you about these conspiracy theories that really aren't conspiracy theories and have been known for years. But before we get into it, I would like to formally thank everyone who booked my Egypt trip. We have 10 spots officially left, and this is probably my fastest selling trip that I've ever hosted. And for those who do not know, I am traveling to Egypt next November, and I'm taking you guys with me. The trip is from November 2nd through the 8th, and you do not have to pay your trip off now. It's only 25% of the cost of the trip to reserve your spots. You can also make interest-free, credit check-free payments up until August 4th of 2026. You have more than enough time to make the payments so that you can go on this trip, girl. We will be doing over 13 activities, visiting 2 separate cities. It's going to be a movie, okay? So if you want to go with me to Egypt from November 2nd through the 8th, go ahead and click the link down below to get your spot. They are going super quick. I cannot believe the way y'all are selling these out. The first creator that I'm going to show goes under the handle of Eldest808, and they're recording their TV, which is an interview with Kash Patel. And then I'm going to put in another video after that, and then I'm going to come back and tell you what I know. Just watch and listen to what they are saying.
Investigations on lots of senators and staffers. You know about Russiagate? Because of mine and Devin's work from back in day. And we're going to continue those investigations, and you bet we have ongoing criminal investigations on both those fronts. Because the guy who launched Russiagate, me, as a senior staffer back in House Intel, is now the director of the FBI, and I'm not going to end this mission without destroying and leveling the full weaponization that occurred before I got here.
Finally, I know you got to go, but are you hopeful about the future of the FBI, given that institutional resistance and given the fact that there are obviously still deep state actors working against you? Are you hopeful?
Sure. I'm more than hopeful. What I don't listen to is the swamp, and you know that better than anybody. What I do listen to is when I travel across the country and the communities of men and women around the country are coming up to us, not just the FBI employees, but the communities saying, we have never felt safer. We appreciate the work you're doing, especially safeguarding our children and our youth and our national security and putting violent offenders in prison where they belong. I listen to the voices of Americans across the country. So does this administration. What I do not listen to and never will listen to is the witchcraft that goes on in Washington, D.C. Because that's what they have left. And they're going to sell their pamphlets and try to raise money off of it. But my mission and this mission...
That is weak. Did he just say what? No.
We're going to execute it every single day. Hope is not a strategy.
Bro,
the mission of this FBI that we've laid out is...
This dude just said there's witchcraft that happens in Washington, D.C.
Don't be a stranger. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Laura. Appreciate it.
That's a weird statement.
Coming up, look out. There's an...
I'm not skipping past the director of the FBI saying that witchcraft is being done in Washington, D.C. I don't believe that that was just a Freudian slip, and I'm not just believing that that was some metaphor being used. I'm taking that as literal, because I already believe myself that there are people employed by the government who understand witchcraft and spirituality and all of these other things because they need those people on their side. Otherwise, those same methods would then be used against the government. I feel like that's, in my opinion, the obvious. And then we have literally projects that were done by the government in order to seek out people with psychic abilities. It's like, of course, You guys are seeking out people with psychic abilities so then you can have them recruited on your side and on your team and doing those things that involve witchcraft and spirituality and psychic abilities and all those things. You know what I mean? But then in the mainstream, they're not going to tell everybody that that's what it is. But it's just crazy that literally the director of the FBI is on national TV saying that witchcraft is being done in Washington, D.C. And I'm actually taking that as literal. And I already felt that way either way. So now that's just kind of feeling like confirmation to me, but almost in a way of like saying it just so that they gave the disclosure and let people know and to rid themselves of the karma of like keeping that a secret. You know what I mean? I don't know. But it doesn't feel like a Freudian slip and it's not seeming like a metaphor. I'm literally taking that as literal. That witchcraft is being done in Washington, D.C. And those aren't my words. The director of the FBI said that. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not going to let that slide either, John. There's no way that that's the word. That's the lingo that Mr. Patel used. I'm going to take it for what it is because witchcraft is witchcraft. And we discussed this a couple weeks ago with my Gateway video and explaining how the Gateway program was legitimately a testing ground for the best spiritualists, for the smartest spiritualists, for the intuitives, for the psychics. But I'm going to take it a little bit further. The government legitimately has what they called shadow advisors. These shadow advisors are spiritual practitioners who are in charge of policies. They are high-ranking officials, spiritual leaders, occult practitioners, astrologists, and mediums. You have to think historically, several leaders around the world would consult mystics before making decisions. They also do rituals for power and protection, and this includes protecting the administration, swaying outcomes, manipulate public perception to clear spiritual and worldly obstacles, and most importantly, to weaken their opponents. In any unexpected political event is just the result of energy manipulation. Rituals. Just look at our past election. Astrologists, mediums, psychics all said that Kamala would win. And she didn't. When I say political spiritualism is a thing, it absolutely is. Another thing to heavily take into consideration is that the White House is a battleground. There is something underneath there, and it's said to be very demonic underneath the White House. Like you see it as just a house, but it's just not a house. There's another realm right underneath it. And to further support this theory, I'm going to put in a video right now to show you an aerial view of the White House.
Freemasons secretly designed Washington, D.C. with occult symbols that you can only see from above. The Capitol building sits at the head of an owl shape, formed by surrounding streets and monuments. The Washington Monument creates the owl's body, while diagonal avenues form its wings. Even more mind-blowing, there's a perfect pentagram pointing directly at the White House, created by 5 major road intersections. Pierre-Charles L'Enfant, the city's designer, was a high-ranking Freemason who deliberately integrated these esoteric patterns. The layout also includes the square and compass, the most recognized Masonic symbol, visible when you connect specific government buildings. Some historians argue these designs were meant to channel spiritual energy and create a seat of power. Next time you look at a map of DC, remember you're not just seeing streets, you're seeing centuries-old symbols of secret societies hidden in plain sight.
Coincidence? I think not. I don't believe in those. That is a little too close to the sun. And it's been reported that there are demons underneath that White House. Like, have you seen what Obama looked like going in and him coming out after 8 years? And I get it. People do age. But even Mr. Patel does not look okay. They say that knowing the world's secrets, the cure to AIDS, that demons live underneath there, all of the occult practices and secrets take a toll on you. You look terrible after you're done. Additionally, online and in the spiritual community, it's always been known that the two parties, and when I say two parties, I mean Democrats and Republicans, literally hex each other. They throw spiritualism in the mix and they cross and hex each other up. There is a lot of binding and there is a lot of counter spell work done to uncross that binding as well. So this whole theory that they're doing witchcraft is not far-fetched. It just isn't. Plus, we don't, and when I say we, I mean Americans, really, a lot of different countries don't know how to separate church and state. Remember, it was the most powerful political leaders that put out the dog whistle that witchcraft, hoodoo, voodoo, or anything other than Catholicism and Christianity was of the devil. Why do you think that is? Because if you knew what I knew, and if you did what I did, then you can use it against me. And why would I give you that much power? I'd rather you think these practices are demonic than to know that this is what's going on within the government. We don't want you to touch your power, especially when it comes to voodoo and hoodoo and African traditional religions. They really did that big. They did the big one on us because we were even more powerful than their political spiritualists, their witches and warlock. Child. Then there are rumors that other political leaders around the world will bring over their versions of shamans and spiritual leaders to help the United States. It's a give and take. We do things for other countries spiritually, and they return the favor and do it for us. So this is just not the United States. This is a rumor that is old as time. And the White House is a literal portal. It's haunted as hell. You got Abraham Lincoln's ghost, Andrew Jackson's ghost, Abigail Adams, all walking the damn hallway as if they don't know that they have clocked out. Doing spiritual rituals and some of them being very low vibrational in the same space for hundreds of years creates portal energy, meaning that these entities are able to roam freely. So it doesn't surprise me that it's haunted. Because if there's spirits in there, more than likely it's coming from the rituals that y'all do. It's insane. Child, let me get up off here before there's a black van in front of my house. This is for entertainment purposes only. Do not listen to me. I'm a quack. That is all for today, YouTube. And if you want to travel with me next November to Egypt, which is Egypt summer, so it's going to be cracking out there, click the link down below. And if you'd like me to cover a person, place, or topic, you can comment it down below, send me a DM on Instagram, or tag me on TikTok. You can also send me an email. But until next time, y'all do good, be good, and stay safe. Love y'all down.